As the leader of the Booner Path, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the fuck up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juice pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff and Booner. It is Thursday, October 16th. We were a little late, but for good reason. Okay, we got an interview coming out tomorrow for this Bucs game, and you guys are going to really enjoy it. We got a great guest. It was a lot of fun. So we had a good reason to be late, a little late today, though.
I can't remember if we announced who it was, if we agreed on announcing who it was. Did we agree or no? Secret? I don't remember. I can't remember what you said.
I don't. It doesn't really matter. I mean,
we can give
something did happen in that interview. That was
we can give a hint. There is significant. There's significant. I wouldn't say issues, but significant. What's the word? There's big news dropping on the interview for Monday night stream that is sad, and I don't know. How do I, Jeff? I mean, you got to help me out here. I don't know. I was rattled by the news. I was like, oh no, I wasn't expecting it. I went, oh man.
It's there's some consequences that need to be dealt with from last season.
Yeah, and I have to, and I'm someone who is at the bad end of dealing with the consequences, and I, when you make deals with people, and you don't live up to your deals. Yeah, that's a problem, Now I have to deal with my consequences, and people will find out tomorrow, I guess, what that is. And then especially Monday for the stream, people are going to really figure out what that is. So, yeah, it'll be a fun episode tomorrow. For people who don't know, Jeff will be out tomorrow, so it'll be me for the first, 30 minutes, Caleb. And then we'll probably do the interview. We'll just run it for the people around 9 o'clock, 8:45. And then we'll have a fun show tomorrow. But, yeah, we did just film an interview for this Bucs-Lions game. It's a big one. Always. It should be fun.
Yeah, I got Steelers. Steelers
pause. You did that pause again. That's the pause from a couple days ago. Where the last time we did a watch party, we were talking, and you did that pause.
To be fair,
that was that pause.
To be fair, you know why I did the pause? Because I'm actually kind of lagging right now. I'm trying to fix this. So
yeah, I was going to say something. But I didn't know if the pause was your delay or
no. That time it was the delay. It was the delay. All right, that fair pause on that one.
Big interview tomorrow, though. Bottom line, big interview, big news dropping tomorrow. I have to face my consequences on a bet that I made with an old friend.
Did you see this?
Yeah, I did. Honestly, shout out Jay Hart. I saw people mad about it. I even saw shout out Colton. I saw Colton quote tweet it. It was like, this is weird. I saw a couple different people do the same thing. I don't know. I'm starting at 24 hours removed. And I'll tell you what, dude. I was reading the comments yesterday of the tweet that I put out. I actually put 2 tweets out. Both of them got into Kansas City Chiefs Twitter. I just stopped reading the comments. I've kind of gone past this whole this Chiefs thing in the last 24 hours. If I'm just being honest, I have 400 comments of Chiefs fans. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out on it. I'm on to the Bucs.
They've been pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably just pissed off or thinking that we're just bitching for no reason. That's probably what it is, to be honest.
Yeah, the Branch stuff was weird, but it's whatever. He got hit in the back, and it is what it is at this point. He was going to get suspended. No matter what. People were like, "Why wasn't Juju suspended?" Branch. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, no, he wasn't. But the NFL coming out with that NFL Films breakdown was the most unnecessary thing to ever put out in the history of content.
Yeah, I mean, they knew what's their job?
Was so point. I don't see. And let's just say, and I know it's well, you guys cover the Lions. Even if they did a breakdown, why is that even a thing? Why is Louis Riddick breaking down? Not only did they break down because they at least showed the block in the back, but they basically just pointed out every time Brian Branch got cooked, and then they showed him after. That was it. It was
I think what they were doing was trying to put a video. I don't know if they intentionally did it. I think they were trying to like get what led up to it happening. My guess is the full NFL films from that game. If you kept watching, it leads into the Brian Branch skirmish at the end, but they only posted the clip of the Brian Branch and never showed the skirmish at the end. And they just did this clip up to him getting hit in the back. And that's what they posted. That's my guess.
It was like, oh, he got cooked on a basketball move by Kelsey.
Yeah, I think they were just essentially showing the lead up of why he was so upset at the end of the game. So that's my guess, but it's like, what are we doing here?
It's just weird. I can see what's going like blocking the back, like Kelsey beating him on a basketball move. They describe like that doesn't like what. Like, what does that have to do with anything? They're like, Kelsey beats him on a basketball move. Like, what? Like, that was like in the second quarter. I mean, like, what do we? I don't know. I didn't like.
I don't want to say it's that statement's funny, but it's kind of funny.
Oh, it's pretty funny. But it was just like, what are we doing? And then they deleted it. So it's like
they deleted it.
Yeah, they deleted it off their Twitter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That tells me how they realized, like, oh fuck, this is getting a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying?
They deleted it.
Yeah, they deleted it, which should show.
I'm tweeting at them right now. Cowards! Why'd you delete it?
That's like it's ridiculous.
Stand on business.
I don't get it. Like, what does Xavier Worthy cooking him have to do with Juju blocking him in the back? I think the blocking in the back is what sent him. Like, I think him just getting beats, him getting beat. Like, yeah, frustrated him. But Mahomes flexing on him, that's fair. But like, he's showing all these other clips of him getting cooked. It's like, what? Oh,
you know what's funny? DJ Reader just tweeted out and said, "LOL, that's convenient."
Yeah, they deleted it, dude. And DJ Reader.
Wow.
Yeah, DJ Reader quote tweeted it. All the media in Detroit quote tweeted it. Like they were getting all the comments under it were shitting on it too. It's like, what?
Wow.
That was weird. Usually I'm a little more. I try to be a little unbiased, but I just called that's bullshit. Like the NFL to do that. Like who cares? What's the point of that? It's just like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I did see that, J Hart. It was stupid, man. It was ridiculous. I did see the J Hart says I seen it because Reader quoted it. Yeah, everyone's Lewis Riddick. It's Lucas's guy too. Yeah, I don't know.
That's great. They deleted it.
Yeah, they deleted it. Yep.
I can't believe that.
I can see why people would be pissed at that.
I want to go. Can I go tweet at NFL Films?
Oh, please do.
Do I have permission? I'm going to go screenshot it and
fire away. NFL
cowards.
That's an
The NFL versus the Lions right now is all time.
Yeah, that's just like that's the most like I don't know. It's the most unnecessary. Like, yeah, let's come up with a post, guys. Here, I got an idea, content idea. Let's come up with a breakdown of every time Brian Branch got beat in that Chiefs game, and then commentate it with Lewis Riddick. What? Dumb. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Terrible.
I'm tweeting right now. I said cowards posting Brian Branch's. I don't know. Hate video and then deleting it.
And I love NFL Films. Like I love
stand on business.
That's insane. Lost a lot of respect for NFL Films.
I thought NFL Films was about something.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, Roger Goodell. I see people in the comments. Yeah, like shop. Roger Goodell shaking in his boots. I mean, like they don't give a shit. NFL Films is a separate entity. I don't think they have their own people that run that stuff. I don't know. They're obviously doing that for, I don't know, engagement or something.
I thought NFL Films is the NFL. Am I wrong?
No, it is.
Okay.
But I don't think Goodell is like running their content. You know what I'm saying? They have like people over there doing that shit. Like I wouldn't look at Roger Goodell. It's not like Roger was like, "Hey, put out a hit piece on Brian Branch." Like they're just whoever runs it's an idiot. I
wonder who's in head of that. I wonder if someone's about to get fired.
I love Greg Cosell.
We met him.
He's a part of the NFL Films. He's in there.
Yeah, we got to meet him in Indianapolis at the Combine. Great dude at the hotel.
Yeah. I also saw the practice report came out today. We have great news. All right. Look who practiced today. Let's check. Let's look at this practice report. So You had no practice for the guys, the usual guys that you expect, like Terran Arnold, no practice, Kirby, no practice, Maddox, no practice.
Yep.
I think Kirby's, we'll see. I don't think he plays this game. He could.
Same.
I'm not saying this means he won't. I just don't think he will, personally. I think they should rest him, for being honest. But Maddox, Joseph, Arnold, Reader's a new one. DJ Reader had a back injury. I don't know. I don't know the severity of it. He's just taking, he's a vet, giving him a practice off. Vaki groin, he didn't practice, but Taylor Decker did practice, limited practice. Zach Cunningham is back, full practice, and Aleem McNeil, full practice. He is ready. He's ready to go, man. They talked to him today, the media. He's fired up. He's ready to be out there. So Aleem's going to be in. So if DJ Reader can't play for whatever reason, it's okay because you have Aleem McNeil and Roy Lopez, even though Aleem probably will be on some sort of snap count. But he looks like he's ready to go. I don't even know if 20, 30 snaps just to get his feet wet. But Thomas Harper, yep, he'll be available. They just signed Jamie Robinson yesterday. He's another safety they brought in. He's more of he was on the practice squad, I think, for the Chiefs last. Jamie Robinson, he's just a depth piece in the safety room. But they brought in DBs. So Kendall Fuller, another one. So they got some guys that'll plays corner, but they got guys in the secondary that are probably.
I'm interested if Kendall Fuller, if he's on the roster, if he'll be playing on Monday night, because Robinson's already on the 53-man they announced today. So I'm interested to see if that's something that they're going to go with Kendall Fuller as well, and they're going to have those guys.
They're probably waiting a little long. They probably will have practice tomorrow, and then he'll probably be elevated, I'm assuming, because he's been out. He hasn't been on a team. I think Jamie Robinson has been practicing, and he's kind of I'm not saying I don't want to say he's in NFL shape like Kendall Fuller isn't, but probably give it a day. I'm sure he'll be up there. Eric Lynn, he says, Crunch Time Sports, they should rest Joseph. I know he's had that injury since training camp, but long-term having him be productive in the schedule of games post-bye is crucial. Yeah, I mean, Dan said it. Dan said it himself that if they don't feel Joseph can play up to his standards, or, maybe the injury's hindering his play, they're not going to force him out there. They'd rather just have someone who's healthy, ready to go. He kind of already hinted at that. They're not going to make him play if he's 60%, just to have him out there.
Yeah, you got to get rest. I do think the biggest thing on the injury report, Jeff, I don't know if you noticed, but I think the Taylor Decker being back is pretty big.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah,
that's a huge.
He's back. Yeah, he's back in practice. So.
And it was limited practice, but I think today, I don't know if people Dan spoke to the media this morning and was we don't expect him to practice today. We're hoping to get him in some capacity on Friday so then we can get him into the game, because you do got to think it is a Monday Night Football game. So a lot of this stuff is kind of a day behind. So today essentially would be Wednesday for game week, right? They probably had, instead of Tuesday off, they probably had yesterday off. That's why you probably saw a lot of guys like Amon-Ra at the game, the Wings game. And then today, tomorrow, and Saturday, it's probably practice. And then Sunday is kind of their day before game, their Saturday. So I think today having him at limited practice is big, because you still have practice tomorrow and Saturday is my guess. And I would guess you get him limited again tomorrow, and then Saturday, hopefully it's a full practice. And then when Sunday and the report comes out, hopefully he's not even questionable anymore, and you can just say he's active.
Yeah, just to have him out there is big. I mean, Jared kind of spoke about it too. He helps tremendously. I mean, this Bucs, the guest we did speak with, you went into that Bucs defense, and it's going to be, you're going to want to watch the interview. We went into a lot of different things, but we can acknowledge this Bucs defense with Todd Bowles. Although, they've been a little up and down at times this year. We know what what you're getting with the Todd Bowles defense. That they got guys that can rush the passer. They got guys that can defend the run. They got linebackers. Their secondary players are stepping up. So if you can have Taylor Decker play, they have Hassan Reddick, a part of their roster. He's a really good pass rusher. They got guys that can get off, man, and rush the passer, get off the edge. So it's
that defense.
It would definitely help. It would definitely help to have Taylor Decker.
And I think a good point. By the way, who do you think just scored a touchdown, Jeff?
Johnny Smith.
John, who did I tell you anytime touchdown score?
That is hilarious.
Who did I tell you anytime touchdown score?
You called that, dude. Good call.
Hey, and you know what's crazy too? Do you remember when how they'd have the touchdown jackpot where it's if you pick the first or last touchdown score of the game, you get a bonus. And the last time I got an $80 bonus. That's what I used for mine this week, the first touchdown score. Jonnu Smith. I think I did.
Wow. Yeah, he was like plus 300, wasn't he? Or plus 200 or something? Plus 2 or 300? He was pretty
Plus
good.
330. Yeah, plus 330. How about that? That's unbelievable, dude. All right, sorry to take us off a little bit, but I do think one thing too, though, like who we spoke with about the defense, one thing with that defense and also the offense that a lot of people aren't talking about, and we'll talk about it more throughout today and tomorrow, but like Casey Rogers being on that Detroit Lions D line. So like, I think it's an effect of where he obviously knows probably a little bit about Baker and maybe not as much about the offense because it's a new OC, even though it's a guy who's come up in the ranks there. But I think defensively, for him to be able to go over to John Morton and Dan Campbell and those guys offensively and say, hey, this is and I feel like Dan in this offense has always done not like obviously 30 points a game versus Todd Bowles, but they've been able to figure things out in moments, right? Like that's why you've won 2 of the last 3 versus the Bucs, to where now you have Casey Rogers that can go in there and say, hey, this is what Todd's looking at defensively. This is what he's going to look at for your offense. This is what you need to be worried about, especially this front 7 that they have. When we spoke with the guests, like he brought up, why am I drawing a blank? Hassan Reddick's on that squad, and he's starting to play really good. Yaya Diaby starting to play really well. Vita Vea, like they have a good front 7. They have great linebackers. So you do have to figure out a way there. And I think Casey Rogers can be that kind of little piece to where, hey, what do we do here? What is Mike, or I almost said Mike Tomlin because the Steelers are on. What is Todd Bowles going to do in this situation? So I do think that that's going to be a massive piece this whole week long. Especially, honestly, Jeff, it's crazy. Like in the run game with Jameer and David, like in the run game, like who are their weaknesses up front? So I'm interested to see how they approach it. Shout out Hans too in the chat. Hans, I didn't say this to you, but I told Jeff right before I got into the show. I said, give me Jonnu Smith anytime touchdown. That was a touchdown score that I put on today. I was retired, but then I put a parlay and a touchdown score on. I put a 4 or 5 leg parlay on and Jonnu Smith anytime touchdown.
Yeah, the Steelers are up 7-0.
I've been telling Hans all week long, Bengals are going to beat the Steelers. Watch out. He's been like, come on, Boone, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Hans said, you might as well told me that Jonnu Smith that worked too. That's how it probably got into my head.
Shout out Hans, man.
I live a weird life, man. Things go into my head and they just sit there and
hey,
float around.
I did want
to shout out Hans, man.
Yeah, shout out Hans. I did want to bring up something that was I noticed. I was digging into Baker Mayfield a little bit because he's playing extremely well this year. He's obviously the front runner for MVP. But I wanted to see just matchup wise what things Baker does well that could cause problems for this Lions defense. Okay. And what I found was this Lions defense to start the year, as the season kind of went on, with most of the guys still healthy, they were running zone defense. I think we actually brought this up on the show. We talked about the defense. They were running zone about 60% of the time. Now that they don't have DJ Reed and Terran Arnold, they're running zone a little higher. They're at about 70%. So they're running zone pretty often because A, you don't have your man cover guys like DJ Reed and Terran Arnold, but B, I think those safeties are pretty banged up too. So, they're dealing with injuries, and Kelvin's doing a good job of trying to kind of adjust to what they have. So they're running zone often. I wanted to see what Baker's been doing versus man coverage compared to zone coverage this season. And I know you have to factor in who's been healthy because they've had Ibuka early, Mike Evans early, and then he goes down. They had Godwin. He obviously he's out. So they've had better receivers. But overall this season, Baker Mayfield against zone coverage, he has the second highest passer rating against zone coverage. He has the 5th highest completion percentage against zone coverage. He's throwing almost 80%. You know what his passer rating in completion percentages versus man coverage? 29th against his passer rating, ranked 29th against man coverage and 31st in completion percentage. So we're dealing with basically a quarterback that is very different when it comes to zone coverage and man coverage. And we're talking about a Lions defense that runs a majority zone right now. And the reason why Baker does it so well is because A, he's just played enough football to just dissect defenses. He finds soft spots in zones. Pat Mahomes actually is one of the best. He picked apart the Lions defense on Sunday in zone coverage. Like at that level, when you're playing those type of quarterbacks, Jared Goff does this really well. They're just going to pick apart your zone defense. I mean, that's just what they're going to do. So Baker, this is why when we talk about this this matchup, like defensively for the Lions, like what you have going for you is they're not going to have their rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, Ibuka, and they're probably not going to. Mike Evans, he might be back, but Godwin, no. They're kind of dealing with some backups, Sterling Shepard and Cam Johnson and Tez Johnson. But you run these zone coverages, man. Like I think the Bucs are going to score some points. Like I still believe that, and I know they don't have Bucky either, which could hurt their run game. But Baker's finding a way here. So I don't know. I mean, you really are going to need an Aiden Hutchinson type of game from last year. Like if you're going to really get some stops and keep these points down, you're going to have to rush the quarterback. That's going to have to get. It's going to come down to how fast you can get to Baker. But here's the thing: Baker scrambling. Look what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. That dude can scramble out of situations where it looks near impossible. You know, so it's just that's the other difficult thing. Aiden Hutchinson actually talked about that today. How Baker's been elite at that. I mean, even if you get pressure on him, he still finds a way out of it. So I think that's going to be a big challenge this week for the Lions. Ryan,
I think that's one of and I think the coverage thing is interesting because I do think Baker is one of the better. I know a lot of people don't look at him as like a Lamar or Josh Allen or Mahomes, but I do think Baker is really good at stepping up in pockets, being able to move, to scramble. Obviously, he runs for first downs. Like he's mobile. Like he's more mobile than people think. And if you play zone on him, it gives some of these players, like some of these guys, especially like if you're talking about just in the general, when he does have the Mike Evans and the Chris Godwins and Ibuka too as well coming from Ohio State, like these guys are like they're not just as talented, they're smart. They know where to find the openings in the zones, and they know offensively like Baker's dialed in with that stuff. So if you give him a little extra time, like something's going to open up eventually, right? Like that's going to happen. And obviously, I think as well as you get some speedsters like Tez Johnson, it's Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson, the Johnson brothers.
Yeah.
How did I not just put that? How did I only just put that together? But these guys are like speedsters, like Sterling Shepard, like especially like Tez, like they're going to get open at some point. You got to be able to figure out how to get to Baker quicker than you usually do. And you got to keep him in the pocket too. And I think that's the reason he's had so much success. And JT's in the chat. I'm sure he could tell you as well. But like, I think Baker's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL at extending plays. He is. And you can't allow him to do it. And that's been something in the past that has hurt this Lions football team, not just with the Bucs, but just in general. This Lions team's gotten killed with good quarterbacks that can extend plays and find an open man. And you saw it with Mahomes this last week, where there was times you felt like you were about to get to Mahomes. He extends the play, and then what happens? 30 yards down the field, he has someone just sitting there wide open in the zone. And it's just like, okay, that's got to get figured out. So Baker he's playing the best football right now in the NFL out of any quarterback. He's playing better than Patrick Mahomes is playing. So you have to find a way to contain him in the pocket and do not let him extend those plays. I think that's why he's had so much success versus zone defenses, honestly.
Yeah, well, the benefit too when we talk about rushing the quarterback, the Buccaneers, their starting right tackle Charlie Heck. We found out a lot about Charlie Heck today. He has been bad. Yeah, really bad. And that's, guess what? Aiden Hutchinson's going to be lined up against Charlie Heck a lot. They're for sure going to he's on, if you want to go on PFF, if you hate it or not, he's almost dead last in every offensive line category for tackles. Like he's been really bad. And he's 6'8". He's a big dude. And what do we know about Hutch? He's exposed as guys like that. I mean, they're going to have to really help him a lot. They're going to have to help chip Hutch, double team Hutch. And this is where having a lean back this week helps tremendously. You know, like this Bucs, like ETN just said, this Bucs O-line is banged up.
You know what? You want to know who has a big week? I have someone that has a big week. Just I'll let you finish. Let me know whenever you're ready to hear this.
No, I was just going to point out, like, this is a good matchup. Remember the narrative last year with Hutch? He had 4.5 sacks, always facing backup tackles. Well, keep crying, all right, because he's probably going to he's facing another backup tackle, and he's probably going to have a big day. That's what's going to happen.
Are you ready for this player?
Let me hear it.
They're going to be chipping Hutch. They're going to double Hutch. let me introduce you to a good friend of mine by the name of Al-Quadin Muhammad. AQM this week. I think AQM has a good week. Maybe only one sack. He's not going to go out there and have 2-3 sacks. He might. But I think that this is a perfect case of, hey, Aiden Hutchinson had 4.5 sacks at Ford Field versus last year, and we just got lucky and found a way to win because their offense did nothing. Let's take Aiden Hutchinson out of the game. Let's chip him. Let's double him. Let's put our tight ends over there. Let's get every running back over there. What does that leave AQM with? One-on-one outside every single time.
He's going to go up against Tristan.
He's going to win that matchup a couple times throughout the day. I promise you that. Well, AQM will have a sack on Monday night.
Tristan Wirfs is the only part of their O-line that has any solid play. I mean,
but at the end of the day, I know Tristan Wirfs, but like at the end of the day, you don't think AQM can win one-on-one and we get one sack?
Not if they put him on Charlie Heck's side, yes.
I think AQM at some point is going to be one-on-one and dominate someone. And he's going to get to Baker and be like, oh, no.
They're just going to have to make sure it's on that dude Heck's side, which they
will.
They will.
What I'm saying. Like, you don't think that they're going to make sure they say, hey, we know they're going to double Hutch. Let's get Tristan over there. Let's take another body away. Boom. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not going to happen just once. It's going to happen a lot throughout the night where he's going to be on that other side.
They're going to try and expose that right tackle problem they have. Like Wirfs, Aiden can go one-on-one with Wirfs. They'll battle it out. It'll be a good matchup. But
they'll still at some point have to have people helping. Like they're gonna.
Oh, dude, yeah, like dude, Charlie Heck. Even with AQM, like I want to see how many sacks he's given up. Actually.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually excited now. I'm pumped up. AQM anytime sack.
Let me see. He's given up 2 sacks, and he's allowed 23 pressures. Holy shit. He's allowed 23 pressures and 2 sacks. So,
hey, if you were an NFL team, oh my gosh, a flea flicker, and they just threw it away. That's embarrassing. If you were, let me ask you this question. I want the chat to answer this too. Say you were, let's say, the Cincinnati Bengals right now, and you could pick any tackle in the NFL you want, and they have to come to your team and play for the rest of their career. Are you picking Tristan Wirfs or Penei Sewell?
My opinion, I think those are the only 2 tackles, in my opinion, that you're even talking like best tackle.
Yeah, that was why I said one of the 2.
No, because actually, I'm glad you mentioned it. Like you didn't mention any other tackle. I think those are the 2. I would pick Penei, personally, but I'm gonna be honest. I think it's kind of one of those things. It's like, okay, if you go Wirfs, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and yell at you. I think it's that close. Like Wirfs is the only player. He's been all pro at 2 positions.
Yeah, but I think there's a caveat to that. Like Penei's never played left tackle.
No, I think.
You're telling me like if
no, I think Penei can do it, but I'm saying those would be like the only 2 dudes that can do it.
For sure.
Like, they're both like, it's crazy.
Penei can play left tackle, but in the NFL, he hasn't had the opportunity to go become an all-pro at the left. If we move Penei Sewell to the left tackle today, he would be all-pro at left tackle.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like I think the 2 best tackles in the league, like you're debating, is Wirfs and Sewell. I don't think Trent Williams. I think he's just taking a dip.
I just wanted to see who you would pick, like who the people would pick.
I'm a Penei Sewell guy. I think overall, just as what he can do as an athlete, I think I think it's impressive. Like he's just he's a freak. Wirfs is too, but I would go Penei personally.
Yeah, I'm going Penei.
Like if I was a GM, like if I just took my GM hat on, take the lion shit off, just GM, I would take Penei Sewell on my team.
I think JT Olsen would as well.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, we know JT. Yeah, JT, you take your boy Tristan Wirfs, which I can't fault you too much.
He said Sewell wouldn't be able to be an all-pro as left tackle. You're kidding yourselves, JT.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. A guy with that type of athleticism, and he's played left his whole life. I mean, I would say it would be fine. He would be okay. I'm not gonna. You can't say he just would forget how to play left tackle.
Yeah, and he'd be perfectly fine. I mean, he's told Dan, like, hey, if you need me at left, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
JT said only one guy has ever done it. That's because Penei hasn't had to do it yet. This argument's going to just fizzle out as soon as Taylor Decker's gone and Penei goes to left tackle. You're going to have no argument. The only thing you'll be like, well, he has more. Okay, Penei hasn't been over there as long as him.
Yeah, I think
imagine Panay moves over there, and like the next man left off the left tackle all pro list is like Tristan Wirfs that year, and Panay makes it and he pushes Tristan off the list.
Well, AG says there's a reason why last year Belichick picked Panay as his best O-line player for his all.
Oh, he didn't pick Tristan Wirfs?
I'll take Bill Belichick's statement. I'll take that. He knows. Say what you want about Bill Belichick. He does not draft very well. He knows ball. He doesn't know drafting players, but he knows offensive linemen. That's one thing I will say about Bill Belichick. Yeah, I think Panay will be fine if he transitions to left. He's going to, so we'll find out at some point. That's for certain. I do, before we move on here, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper before we get into this Lions offense today. So allow me to do that. Our friends over at Sleeper. Let me just change this real quick. All right. What's going on, guys? Let me tell you about our friends over at Sleeper and their free $20 entry. No deposit required. Separate from what's already going on right now, where you can get 100% match up to $100 when you use the code CT Sports. You guys should know what Sleeper Fantasy is. They're the best in the business. They have millions of active users and continuously growing, and they still earn some of the highest levels of engagement per user in the industry, because at Sleeper, it's not just about sports. It's about building personal connections and lasting memories. You can check out Sleeper Picks, which I've already given out my picks for this Monday night game, Lions-Bucks. You just choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players. You don't have to do the NFL. You can do different sports as well. You do it pregame. You can do it live. Pick more or less in the predicted stats on Sleeper. You get up to 1,000x payout. Share with your friends. Get rewarded together. Use the code CT Sports. Get 100% match up to $100.
Can I ask a question? Shout out Sleeper, by the way. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Hypothetical. I want the chat to answer this too. If you have a friend that doesn't send you bets and then hits a bet and then sends it to you showing how much money you made off a massive bet, bragging to you, but never gave you the bet, but will gladly send it to you after he wins. Bad friend move or good friend move?
I think if you're doing it consistently, it's getting, which Caleb, I love him. He does do it consistently because this is what he sent in our group chat.
Right. Listen, I don't care if you put it on and don't tell me. Don't brag to me after. Don't be like, look at how big of a hit I just had. Ha ha. Didn't send it to the boys.
Yeah.
Just like, and like with me and you, like I didn't text the group chat and say, hey, I hit John Smith touchdown. Nothing. I was on the phone with you before and said, hey, I'm taking John Smith touchdown. So when it hits, I'm able to say whether you put it in or not. I told you about it. There we go. Boom. How about that? You got to say something before, like I'm going first touchdown, John New. Like Klotz, very good, very, very good at texting touchdown scores or any bet. Klotz always puts it in there. And then if it hits, he puts it in there. It's I get mad sometimes. My fault I didn't put it on. I get upset because I'm like, I should have put it on myself.
You know what this is for tomorrow, right? It's conversation for tomorrow.
No, for sure. I just wanted to see what the people, if that's a bad, can you guys just put bad or good? Bad friend move, good friend move in the chat. I just want to get a thought here. Because I feel a type of way a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb's going to have to answer that tomorrow. That's really what it comes down to. All right. He's consistently doing it. It's a problem. You know?
Okay. So I'm not the only one that's noticed that. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
you've noticed it. As long as I didn't know if I was like going crazy. He does it for college football. He does it for NFL. He does it for NBA. Everywhere.
Tomorrow's show is going to be so much.
Like, shout out Spenny. If Spenny's listening. Like Spenny in our group chat just puts the Red Wings parlay in the chat that he won. He gave it out on their show earlier tonight, but he didn't send what the lay was in the group. Like, hey boys, put this on. But he'll send the winner and be like, look what I won. I didn't know you sent it or gave it out.
Yeah.
Tweet it out because you gave it out to the people. Don't send it to me bragging you won when you didn't give it to me.
Tomorrow's show?
Yes, yeah. Frustrating.
It'll be a conversation for tomorrow's show. Is that fair?
He's probably texting our group right now. Booner.
Come on, Boo. He's probably like, come on,
yeah,
Boo.
Gentry text, not nice, Boone. What do you want me to do? Be like, oh, good hit, bud. I'm done sending my plays. That's why I made another group chat without you guys.
What did I do?
You were a part of some stuff. You were a part of some stuff earlier this week. You know what you did. I have a secondary Crunch Time group chat now. I will add and remove people as I please.
Hey, by the way, chat. You have a group chat with 5 guys. One starts a separate one with 2 of other guys.
I announce it, and I caveat.
Is that bad friend move? Or
I announce I'm making it, and I say people will be added and removed as I please, with disrespect or undisrespect.
So you got Gentry and Klotz and Booner.
They're in it right now because they've been.
Is that not a bad friend move, chat?
They're in it right now, and it's called my Joker group chat. And the face of it is the Joker, Heath Ledger.
Separate group chat. I would argue that might be a little more snaky than not sharing that.
But you know what you did though. You tried to pin me off on people. You didn't want to hang out with me. That's a bad friend move.
Shifcott says, "Don't be an AJ Brown."
No, I'm not an AJ Brown. Listen, I'm the opposite. I try to bring the boys together.
All right, let's.
To be fair, the group chat I made, there was like 2 texts in there. And I never texted in there again. It was actually just for, it was all for show.
Now I do want to bring up Richard's comment from earlier. He says, "Is Monday a must win? I think the Commanders are slumping. Same with the Rams and Eagles. I wouldn't panic just yet." I don't think it's a must win. I'm not going to go that far. But what I will say is it is a big game for narrative purposes. Because I promise you, Boone, we do that. We've been doing this a while. This is how it's going to go. They lose this Buccaneers game, they can't beat good teams. That's going to be the narrative. I'm not going to say it's a must win, but I'm saying for narrative purposes, it is a big game. But if they lose, they're still 4-3. They still have a lot of the schedule left, where they have 10 games left. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pull out the must win 7 games in. But I will say if they lose this game, Richard, it's going to be a tough look. And I can't really defend it, to be honest. I mean, they would have lost to the Chiefs, the Bucks, Packers, and they would have beat the Ravens, which is a good win. But they would be 1-3 against not even Ravens aren't contenders anymore, but they were at the time. I would still kind of put them there, I guess, at the time. 1-3 is not good. I mean, that's not where you want to be going into the next stretch. So, no on the must win, but yes for narrative purposes.
Yeah, I think narrative purposes, you're spot on with that. No, I don't think you're in must win territory anywhere for this Lions team. The must win is more so like that Ravens game, or when you're like, or the 0-1 game when you're 0-1 versus the Packers in week 2, the Bears, like, hey, you cannot go 0-2. You can't.
Right.
I still think like with the schedule, the Vikings, the Commanders, and Eagles, like those are winnable games. And if you go, let's say you drop this game and then you go 2-1 there, you're still sitting there at what, 6-4 or 6-4, which isn't like that crazy. As long as, you know, I think a lot of people obviously want to win the NFC North. We knew this was going to be a gauntlet of a schedule. And I brought up this offseason, Jeff, a million times to you guys, where I do feel like, hey, you do have to win some of these games versus contenders. I think the Bucks falls in there. We would say the Ravens were in that category. You could say the Packers as well. But the Ravens obviously have dropped out of that. You lose this game, you're 0-3 versus like legit contenders with the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Bucks, and that's not where you want to be. But then you have a chance to bounce back. You know, you have the Commanders, who are potentially a playoff team. You have the Eagles playoff team, and you can keep going down the line. I don't see a world too. I keep bringing it up, Jeff. Like this back-to-back loss thing, I feel like this Lions team is going to be ready to roll. I really do. They haven't lost a back-to-back in 3 years almost. It's just something to where, you know, Dan and these guys, they know when to flip the switch. I don't want to say they feel like it's a must win, but they know like, hey, when we lose a game, pressure is a little bit on the next game, and it's a must win for them in that building, because they don't want to, you know, that taste in their mouth. I don't think they like that, which is good. That's what you want out of your squad. Must win. I don't think we're there yet. If they lose,
I agree.
I'll tell you what, the Vikings game coming off the bye, you can't lose that game. That turns into, you can't have a 3-game losing streak. You can't. And you can't fall to 4-4. That changes everything. So I think right now you're fine. Just try and win this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, Nick P says the narrative doesn't matter. Tampa and Detroit are both banged up. Yeah, it kind of does, though. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, Nick. I mean, they're suffering injuries, but you can't tell me. Like the you can't. The Lions need this win more than the Bucs do. Like if the Bucs lose this game, they're 6-2. Like okay, like the Lions will be 4-3. I mean, yeah, they can't do it. Richard, appreciate the $10. Appreciate it, brother. But yeah, no, I don't care about the injuries. The injuries aren't really irrelevant. I think it's just not really relevant. I think it actually helps because both teams are suffering injuries. It's not like the Lions are decimated and the Bucs are fully healthy. Like the Bucs don't have any receivers, so they have just as much of an excuse as you do with your secondary. So
Yeah,
you should still be able to beat them. All right, for at least for the offense though, Jared Goff. I'm not too worried about him ever. I think he's pretty steady throughout a season. You know, I'm not worried about him taking a crap and just not playing well. I know last year they were 0 for 7 in the red zone, 1 for 7.
I think it was 1 for 7, I believe.
1 for 7.
They struggled in the red zone.
If they convert one more of those things, they probably win that game. But it was that type of game. It was an ugly game. Ugly game. Now,
Yeah.
I think what's important offensively this week is, and I know this is going to sound pretty like basic and stupid, but I think it's very true. They got to get back to the basics, man. They got to get back to David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs running the football well. Like they got to get back to what they do really well, because last week, I know it felt like Jahmyr he had a good first drive, kind of stalled out as the game went on. And then David didn't really get much of an opportunity. They got to get back to, hey, okay, David is going to get his 13, 14 carries. Jahmyr is going to get his 12, 13 carries. Like, get these dudes carries and don't bail on the run. The one thing you can say about this Tampa team, and I know JT can speak on this, like defensively, they are 28th in red zone efficiency, the Bucs. So when opponents get down in the red zone, they're scoring almost 70% of the time. Now, sometimes they don't get all the way at the red zone. So, but the Bucs are 24th in points allowed per game. They are a top 5 rushing defense, but they're 21st. They're 21st passing defense, 21st overall passing defense. So I think when they get to the red zone, I don't care about the trick plays, man. Like, let's get D-Mon a touchdown. Let's get Jahmyr a touchdown. I think both backs score this week. Like, I think they got to get back to what they do. And I think they will. It's a tough run defense, but you might have to, it might be one of those situations where you're passing to open up the run a little bit. But
I agree. I do think, like, the fact that they're a worse pass defense, I do think you have to find ways to take advantage of what they're bad at, that defense. And I do think one of the problems, this is my opinion here, Jeff. I think one of the problems and the issues with this Lions offense, when you see how when they have struggled, I think it's always just John, and this isn't a bad thing from John Moran, because sometimes it's a good thing trying to force like what you're good at and like, hey, we need to get this going. But like Dan mentioned, like last week, like they were trying too much to force sometimes, like, hey, get Jahmyr the ball, forget about D-Mon, and they forget about, the other weapons that they do have, and to use them to their advantage as well. I think this week you have to use it, what's this defense bad at? Like, run the ball with D-Mon, let D-Mon open things up, get Jahmyr the rock, and then get this pass game going with Jared Goff again. And they're 27th in pass defense, was it? I believe I saw.
Yeah, they're
24th.
20. Yeah, they're in the 20s.
24. Like, they're not one of the best pass defenses in the NFL. So take advantage of it. You have one of the better quarterbacks that can sit in the pocket and make throws. You have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, one of the best wide receivers twos in the NFL, one of the best tight ends, and you also have one of the best receiving backs in the NFL with Jahmyr Gibbs. Take advantage of that, especially at home. This team does give up a lot of points. I believe when I saw it, I think they were like 24th in points given up a game. So you can get points on this squad. You just have to be able to find the right ways to do it, take advantage. I'm interested to see offensively. Like I've been saying it all along this whole week, like to win this football game, I think you have to get to 30. I think this Lions team can do that versus Bucs defense. And that honestly, I think it just comes down to the two offenses. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, and they do have, like, JT's talking about their secondary players. They do have some good players like Jamel Dean. He's really good. They have Jacob Parrish. I said Robert Parrish. Jacob Parrish, who's he's a young player. I think he's a rookie, actually. Yeah, he's a rookie this year, Jacob Parrish. And then they have Kendall Vildor. So shout out to Kendall Vildor. He's over there.
Kendall Vildor. That's going to be so interesting. This guy earned an interception last week. Shout out Kendall Vildor. Shout out Kendall Vildor.
So they got in, but to be honest, in terms of pass coverage,
Interested in that.
Their linebacker core, Servakia Davis, Dennis. That's the guy they have in linebacker. Then they have Levante David. So I don't know who's checking Sam Laporta, Tyke Smith's their safety, and they got Antoine Winfield Jr., who's a beast. I love him. He's a good player. But I think if you're looking at some of the matchups here, I think this could be another, I don't know, tight end play. I mean, the Lions have Sam Laporta playing really good football right now. So I think their pass defense is going to always give problems. They have too many weapons. I mean, even if you have Jamel Dean, okay, Jamel Dean can guard Jamison Williams. Maybe they're not allowing deep shots to JMO, but there's too many weapons. Guys are going to get open. They're going to be able to move the ball, in my opinion. I just think they got to get Jared Goff in these play action situations. That's why I say get back to the basics. Like, let's get play action going. Let's make this.
Got to get this offense buzzing again. You can't have last week. You got to get a good feel. I do have confidence that it does feel like every time they've ever had a bad week, take the losses, back-to-back losses away. Every time this offense, even if they've won a game and they have looked down and they've struggled, it does not always feel like this offense the next week is always buzzing and they always find a way to bounce back. Like, this is what we need to fix. I've never seen this offense go into a slump back-to-back weeks where you're like, oh no, like this is bad. They can't. And so I'm confident this week that they get this thing figured out. Last week was brutal. I don't think people realize, like, the first two possessions were good. Like, you had that. I think a lot of people were blindsided by that first 9-minute possession with Jahmyr Gibbs running the ball down their throat, and then the trick play that was called back. I don't think people realize, like, after the second possession, they were 1 for 6 on scoring. Like, they were just punting the whole time and turning it over on downs. They could not figure any. And Dan said it, like, offensively, they just could not get it going on Sunday. And you could give the credit to Spags all you want, but as an offense, especially this Lions offense, it's never mattered who you're playing against. Never. They've always figured it out. And it's because they have so many weapons, and Jared's so good, and the O-line is so good.
Now, I will ask you, who are some players that you're looking to kind of step up? We can start on offense. Who's a player that comes to mind for you that you think needs to have a big day if the Lions are going to win this game?
This is a good one.
Because I have mine, and I think it's, listen.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah,
I don't want to take yours because I don't.
Well, this is a player that's had this is a player who's had big games every time he plays Tampa, and no matter who's at corner for them. And I think if you're going to have a big day against Tampa, and it's a player who last week did not have his best day, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's against Tampa in his career. He's averaged in 2 games, 11 catches, 12 catches. He's averaging 11.5 catches in 2 games. He's averaging 121 yards. He had 124 on 12 catches and 119 on 11 catches. So this is someone who's had double-digit catches and over 100 yards in both games he's played against Tampa. So if I'm talking about who a player needs to have a big day, like if you want a guy to keep moving the chains for you, and you're on third, it's 3rd and long, or it's even 3rd and short. Who cares what it is? It's Amon-Ra St. Brown who's going to move the chains. So he didn't score.
I thought you were going to say JMO.
No, because he had a big game last week. I mean, you could go JMO. I just think we're going to have to get back. Amon-Ra dropped last week. I think he's frustrated. I think this is a game where he bounces back and has like 9 catches, 118 yards or something. I can see that. So give me Amon-Ra St. Brown this week to step up.
Okay. I don't hate it. Can I go, since you've already just picked a player, can I just do a position group?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Can I just go offensive line as a whole?
Yeah,
because I don't want to. Like, obviously, you could pick out, hey, Graham, this player. I just think offensive line as a whole. You finally get Taylor Decker back, and I think having them back as a whole, potentially. Obviously, Taylor practiced today, limited. You're expecting to have him back on Monday night. I think having this offensive line, Jeff, at full health, I expect them to kind of be back to where they were, let's say week 2, 3, 4, supposed to the last few weeks. And that's where this starts opening up Jared Goff to get the ball to Amon-Ra, the pass game. You talked about play action, right, to get Amon-Ra open. And how does that happen? Establish the run. And last week they weren't good in the run. They gave the ball to D-Mont 4 times. I'm going to keep harping on that. You get this offensive line moving bodies, especially with that front 7 that the Bucs have with those guys that they have, if you can move the ball on them on the ground and you can open up play action for my guy Jared Goff, JG, and he starts slinging it, that's how he has his MVP moment, boys. That's how he does it. Is if this offensive line is buzzing and this offensive line's up here as the best in the NFL, then they should be able to go out there and offensively they should be able to dominate. They should.
Yeah, I mean, Nick P just put Detroit last year had 463 yards and scored 16 points. Tampa had 20 points on 216 yards. Well, that's the story. That was the storyline of the game, man. Like, you gotta convert in the red zone. I mean, I know John Morton doesn't know anything about that, but Lions fans are going to be watching every trip to the red zone, like sweating, because that's how it went last year. That was the difference. They just couldn't score in the red zone. I don't know what the hell. I've never seen the Lions. This regime has never went 1-7. I mean, that was insane. Steve Wiltz has run Monty more than Gibbs. He gives them the attitude you need. Well, you know what? I was actually curious about that because I wanted to see David Montgomery against the Bucs. He hasn't actually had none of these backs. I mean, I'd have to check Jameer maybe, but that's the thing I look at too, is like, I don't think either of these backs have had like massive games against the Bucs. Actually, Jameer's the only one who really has, to be honest. David Montgomery, because he is a between the tackles runner, and they have Vita Vea, who just doesn't allow anything. David in his last, fair. I think he's averaging 26 yards against the Bucs.
Yeah, but didn't he get hurt like first quarter of one of the games?
He did, but he was healthy last year, and he had 11 carries for 30 yards. And then Jameer in that same game had 13 carries, 84 yards, and then played them in the postseason, 9 carries, 74 yards.
Do you remember Jameer 2 years ago? Well, it might have been the postseason, or it might have been. I actually think it was regular season 2 years ago, his rookie year, when he threw. What's his name? Who did he throw? Safety there.
Oh, no. Are you talking about the – I don't know. I know Craig Reynolds had the block. Is that what you're talking about, the Craig Reynolds block?
No, there was the Craig Reynolds block, but he threw a safety in the end zone.
Oh, in the playoff game?
I don't know if it was the playoff game. It must have been the playoff game. And he just absolutely stiff-armed someone into the end zone. Who's their safety? Antoine Winfield. He just absolutely threw Antoine Winfield, like grabbed him and just threw him across the – you don't remember this?
I'd have to see it again. Antoine Winfield.
Oh my gosh!
Wait.
It was like a 40-yard touchdown run. He's it was the play, I think, where he juked someone out of their shoes, like slow motion.
Oh yeah.
He gets all the way to the end zone, and at the end zone they try to tackle him out at the one, and he basically stopped at the one and then grabbed him and threw him, and he just went flying, and they just stepped in the end zone. Incredible, dude.
That was the playoff game. That was the playoff game.
That was incredible. That was one of the greatest plays I've seen from Jameer. I don't care
that was the playoff game. I do remember that. So, yeah, maybe Jameer would be the guy between the backfield to kind of look for to have another big game. I mean,
Jameer, I feel like Jameer always will have a good game. It's just, I think it's about getting the offense kind of rolling with his good game. You know what I mean? Like finding that balance.
Now, I will say, so on offense, I got Amon-Ra. You have the offensive line. On defense,
I'll let you go again here. I don't want to take yours.
I'm just gonna keep this very I don't think we need to even mention a different. You're gonna go with the best defensive player they have. They need Hutch. Like I'm not gonna make it complicated and try and pick Tyleek Williams or AQM. I'm sorry, it's okay. Sometimes there's the obvious answer and it's the right answer. It's Aiden Hutchinson, dude. Like he had 4.5 sacks last year. If you're gonna have a chance in this game, you need Hutch to be getting home or at least close to home often. So give me Hutch. You need Hutch to have a massive game. Maybe sack and a half, maybe a forced fumble. He's averaging a forced fumble pretty much every game. But if you're going to get pressure on Baker, it's going to be with Hutch. If you're going to force a turnover on Baker, I mean, yeah, you could get an interception, but it's going to be probably Hutch forcing the forced fumble. If you're going to, make Baker uncomfortable, it's probably going to be Hutch. So I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson. He's got to have a massive day if you're going to have any results defensively, getting stops. Because that secondary, if you want to help your secondary, what do you got to do, Boone? You got to pressure the quarterback. And it's going to be by a guy who's a favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's it.
Okay. I like that. By the way, Spencer in the chat, he's sending the link to the flannel. I will get you the link and where I got this flannel. Shout out Spencer. By the way, people don't know, Spencer And also, two things. Spencer cuts our hair. My favorite of all time. I've had a million people cut my hair. Spencer's the GOAT. I'll never go anywhere else. I'm supposed to get a haircut Saturday. We're celebrating Jeff's birthday on Saturday in Detroit. Spencer's out.
He's out.
My heart was broken when I heard that. So I need to text Spencer. Spencer, I'm going to text you. This is the problem I told Jeff that I have. I'm at a point now where I just sit down and Spencer's same thing, boom, done. I don't know what I get. I don't know. What do I even say at this point? So I gotta figure out who else to go to because I'm sure he has a recommendation. And second thing, at work today, Jeff, it was flannel day. Didn't know it was flannel day. Pulled up in this. What are the chances of that happening?
It worked.
I walked in. There's 100 people with flannels. I'm like, why am I matching with everyone? My guy Hanch said, flannel day? I go, what do you mean? Look around. 100 flannels. I go, oh.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah, he said guy was being a full-time employee following Spirit Day. I'm like the smallest of a full-time. All right.
Followed it Spirit Day.
Yeah, and then they all took a picture. I took my flannel off. That's just, that's how I roll. All right, back to the game. I can't believe you didn't pick this player, Jeff. You went Aiden Hutchinson. Love Aiden Hutchinson. You know how I feel about Aiden Hutchinson. But there's one guy that scares me to death on this team. I don't care if he was just hurt or not. Mike Evans, the killer. One player that needs to have a big game if this Lions team wants to stay in this. You know who it is? Goes by the name of Amik. I don't know his middle name. Robertson. Amik Robertson. We need Amik to have a big game, Jeff. We do. We have no corners. We have no safeties. Amik is literally, out of our starting secondary, he is the only starter that remains. We're talking about 5 starting secondary players. One of the 5 is still around. It's Amik Robertson. And his matchup this week, I don't care if they feel like there's a better matchup with if Fuller plays, if I don't know. Who else is there? Who else do we have at corner? Rocky Yassin. Yes. Any of these guys, I don't care. You throw Amik, J Hart put it in Amik, Tony Robinson. It's Robertson, not Robinson. Robertson, right?
Yeah, Amik Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson. Come on, J Hart, be better there. I don't know if it's Tony now. But Amik Robertson, you make sure he's on Mike Evans all day. And you let him go at it with him. That's the best opportunity you have at stopping Mike Evans. That's the matchup I want to see. And if he ends up having a very, very good game, it's not going to matter. If you can find a way to not even just to shut down Mike Evans, you can't shut a guy like that down. It's a Hall of Famer. But if you can cut what he does in half, you're good. You're going to win this game, especially if your offense is taking care of business. So I think Amik is the number one thing defensively. I mean, we have dudes on defense, man. Aleem's back. DJ Reader's been really good. We're talking about Aiden Hutchinson. You're talking about Jack Campbell. Like, I keep going down the line. There are dogs on this defense. Amik's the number one player on this team defensively on Monday night.
Yeah, that's going to be Amik's not the biggest guy either.
He did with Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he's just scrappy. I mean, that's the type of guy you like. He battles, he competes. I think Duncan put in there Derek Barnes. I mean, that front seven in general is going to be important. I mean, Baker not having a run game will certainly help. So if you can try, they got Sean Tucker now playing snaps, the other running back. I think what's going to help Baker is if he's able to run the ball to some extent. So if you could just limit that, it'll help you a little bit more. So they got to do that. I do want to bring up what ESPN put out today, Boone. ESPN put out an article suggesting 2 trades for the Detroit Lions. They did. They suggested trades for pretty much every NFL team, what they should do at the deadline. ESPN put out 2 for the Lions. So we're going to break them down one by one.
Okay. Before we do this, can we guess what position? You've already seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, you guess. You tell me, or maybe position group you can do.
I'll do position.
Okay.
Do you want me to do player specifically?
That might be easy. It might be better to do player because
I don't know if I can do player because I don't know the positions. If you tell me the position,
guess the
well,
position.
I think edge is 1, defensive line is 1.
Yeah,
I think offensive line is the other one.
defensive and offensive line.
Yeah. Or corner.
Or corner.
One of those three.
Well, let's see. This was on ESPN.com. They had their first trade. We'll break down the first one. They had the Lions landing Jalen Phillips from the Miami
Edge
Dolphins.
rusher.
The trade is Jalen Phillips and a 2026 7th-round pick to the Lions for a 2026 4th-round pick.
Wow.
So the Dolphins jump 3 rounds and get Jalen Phillips.
Do you like that 7th round? I don't think, and honestly, okay, I'll say this. I don't know what Jalen, I don't watch the Dolphins religiously. I've only seen them in kind of certain spots, prime times, this, that. Jalen Phillips hasn't been good for 2 years now, right?
So the thing
or
about
is that just me?
So he hasn't been, he tore his Achilles last year.
Oh.
He hasn't been quite the, which maybe Brad's enticed.
Yeah. Oh, wait a sec. He's hurt?
Yeah. But I think this year he hasn't been. So Jalen's
hurt.
He's not the best run defender. He's a better pass rusher. He's got 20 pressures on the season so far. I think he's got a sack and a half. I mean, he's a good option. I think he's going into his last. I'd have to check this because I'm actually curious because I feel like he's kind of a young player. I don't know what his contract. He is. I'm gonna see what year he's in. I think he's in his 4th year. He is in the last year of his deal with a 5th-year option. Oh, no, the last year of his deal. He's an unrestricted free agent this year. So he would be essentially a rental, unless you re-sign him because he's 26 years old. But
we did see him. They did the joint practices, and he was out there. We saw him. I was like, who is that? Oh, that's Jalen Phillips. He's coming off Achilles. I remember now seeing him warm up.
Yeah, he hasn't been quite the same with what he was. I don't know. This one I'm not in love with, if I'm being honest. I think it's, for a rental.
It is.
Like, if we're getting a rental, I'd rather have, like, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I don't like giving up a 4th. I mean, a 4th isn't that crazy, but either way, though, a rental that you're coming off an injury that has only 1 sack through how many games has he played?
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 sack.
Has he played in all 6 games?
Well, yeah, he's 1 sack in 6 games. Yeah,
that's not that enticing.
He had 8.5 sacks his rookie year, 7 sacks his 2nd year, 6.5 his 3rd year, and then he's had a sack last year in 4 games and a sack in 6 games. So he's kind of still getting back from the Achilles. So
I guess if that's like last case scenario, and hey, you want to add depth in the edge room, okay. 4th round, hey, we'll give you a 5th round pick.
Yeah,
give us a 7th back.
Yeah, if you can negotiate it down a little bit, that'd be better. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't want. I get it makes sense contractually because like Bradley Chubb you can't make it work because he's making so much money. Jalen Phillips is on a rookie deal, so I think that's probably why he's the one here. I would rather have Chubb if we're talking talent. Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Bradley Chubb, 100%. They are going to sell. The Dolphins, this is a really good time, Jeff, actually, the next 2 weeks. And I think this is where, like, you know how people, like, when you get towards the end of the season, a lot of people start looking at, like, playoff picture and, like, all right, let's keep an eye on these teams. I think from now until November, because I think the deadline's, like, November 4th, something, I don't know the exact date. From now until that November-ish, every single game or weeks, I think we could start going into these weeks being like, okay, let's look at the standings. What teams are teams that are going to start buying or are going to start selling? Like the Jets are a team, 0-6. At some point, they potentially might want to sell. The Saints, the Titans, the Browns again, the Dolphins. Like those 5 teams are probably right now. Because after that, you get the Ravens. They're not selling. Giants aren't going to sell. Cardinals probably not. Raiders, no. So like those are the 5 teams that you're looking at, and you're like, okay, majority of those 5 teams, where are their edge rushers, or where's there someone that you can go in? Dolphins is going to be a team that sells, like sells.
They do. They are going to be a team that sells. I think another team to watch, not to sell everything, but to sell, is the other team they suggest. And I think this one, I think I am all in on this, if there is even a possibility, because it makes so much sense. is the Trey Hendrickson stuff. All right.
And here we go.
This is where I am more invested. And the reason why I'm more invested is because people are going to, this doesn't have to do with giving him a long-term deal. Okay. This isn't that. This is simply saying we feel we are a Super Bowl contending team. We're going to give you a second, get back a fourth, and get Trey for the rest of the year. And then that's it. He's a rental to win a Super Bowl. This would be similar to what the Rams did when they got Von Miller to pair with Aaron Donald. Oh, it says right here. Actually, I didn't even see that. They literally wrote in the article Von Miller to go with. Okay, yeah. So it's literally that's how I look at it as well. They literally wrote about it. They went and got Von Miller to pair with Aaron Donald. They got, they basically made a Super Bowl push to go win a Super Bowl. That's what I think this move would do. And this is where we're going to see with Brad. I don't know. I don't think he's that type of GM, but for being honest, this would be that type of move to send to the fan base like, hey, we're all in. We're winning a Super Bowl. This is it. This is what we want. And it's not, you don't have to sacrifice your future doing it. That's the thing. You won't sacrifice your future doing it at all. He's done after the year. And you get Trey Hendrickson and Aiden Hutchinson in a wide open, not only NFC, but wide open NFL. Please. I love it. I would love this. And you're getting the team healthy.
I think this is the argument. Okay, me and you were on the side of people like stop talking about Trey Hendrickson in the offseason because it was so unrealistic. What was the number one driver of Trey Hendrickson being, wanting to be traded? It was he wants to go somewhere that's going to pay him long term, right? What happened in the last month before the season started? They didn't extend him, but they changed his contract to where he was happy enough to play the season out with the money that was guaranteed at that point. I think Trey Hendrickson at this point, like you said, and this was, how many arguments did I have going on Twitter? Shout out our guy, Lion Syndicate, Derek, love him, dude. He does a great job. Me and him were going at it about it because at that time, Trey Hendrickson made it clear, I am not playing unless I get paid. That is the deal. Now, if Trey Hendrickson, who now is playing on a one-year deal, he obviously is showing that he's willing to play on a one-year deal to where if he does get traded and there's no contract in place, he will still play. If you are able to do this for a second-round pick, and you have Aiden Hutchinson and Trey Hendrickson, even just on a rental for a year, I will give up. Think about the second-round picks, Jeff, that we've had here in Detroit. Josh Pascal.
Yep.
Levi Onwuzurike. Ennis Rakestraw. And obviously there are the Brian Branches and the Sam Laportas in the same year, but majority of them each year have been a swing and a miss from Brad. So if you're able to say, hey, I'll give up Ennis Rakestraw, I'll give up a Levi O, Josh Pascal type player to bring Trey Hendrickson in to go in and help you win a Super Bowl, I'm right there with you. I'm all in on that. I would do that in such a heartbeat. Again, I'm with you. I don't think Brad does it. Should he do it? Yeah, you need to go all in, right? Like, this isn't an all-in move as well that handicaps you from long-term success. And I think that's where Brad always is like, well, long-term is success. Long-term. This isn't one that really handicaps you on that. Like, you're giving up a second-round pick. You're giving up an Ennis Rakestraw. Who was your second-round pick this last year? You didn't. Oh, I guess it's Tate Ratledge. But like, I think Trey Hendrickson to win a Super Bowl is worth that. Is equivalent to that.
But you have Tate Ratledge. That's the argument. You have him already. He's drafted. Yeah. He's part of the roster. I think for people, this is where the crowd that will respond and say, well, Jeff and Boone, Brad is such an elite talent evaluator in the draft. You want to keep all your picks. So is Les Snead. And Les Snead traded all his, not saying we want Brad to trade all his first round picks like Les Snead, but that argument, if anything, then you should be more on board with Brad giving up draft capital because he can find guys throughout an entirety of a draft. Like, he's capable of it. And he's already gathered and hogged up a bunch of elite players through the draft. Like, he already has a bunch of talented players. It's not like this is the first year of a rebuild. And you're like, well, we need all these draft picks. Your roster's stacked. Like, trade away a second. Okay, trade away a second. You get Trey Hendrickson. That would, I'm telling you right now, Booner, if they traded for Trey Hendrickson, they would be the favorites. They'd be favorites instantly. Can I ask you a question? Okay. This is like not to do with Trey Hendrickson, but what you just brought up, like being the favorites.
because I know you're not here tomorrow, so I just want to throw this out there. Do you think tomorrow or whoever wins Monday will end up that winner of that game will be the favorite to win the NFC North or the NFC in general coming out of Monday?
I would like to think so.
The league best at that point.
I don't know how you're better with reading that than I will. I feel like they'll still have the Eagles.
All right, so take that out then. I'm just saying more so just in general when it comes to like power rankings and that. Like you're talking about like, hey, who's the best in the league? We all had the Bucs at number 1 and the Lions at like 3. This feels like this is the like I'm not gonna say a Super Bowl, but like this is like the matchup of the best 2 teams in football.
I would
the
agree.
winner coming out of it is probably the best team in football.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about that earlier. I wanted to get that from you before you were gone tonight. But I was thinking that just because I know a lot of people, like the argument will be like on Bucs side, well, we don't have Emeka Egbuka and we don't have Chris Godwin and we're missing a couple guys, our offensive line. It's like, okay, well, Lions.
Look at it like that.
Yeah, Lions secondary completely gone. Both of our safeties potentially out. Both of our top 2 corners out. Offensive line beat up. Taylor Decker potentially not playing. Like we're kind of in the same spot as the Bucs are. So I feel like it's a pretty fair matchup when it comes down to that. And what's crazy about it, I don't think people realize this. These actually are the best 2 teams in football, arguably, and they're both of us, Lions and Bucs, just beat up with injuries. And they're still think about when these 2 teams come back. Like I wish we could play in the Super Bowl versus the Bucs. I wish they were in the AFC. Because this would legit be, I think, the best 2 teams in football at the end of the season.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Bucs right now, you got to give them respect as the best team in the NFC. If you beat them, I don't care about the injuries. It's like, okay, I get it. But the Chiefs beat the Lions with all the injuries, and they're not sitting here going, well, they didn't have injuries. No, they're like, we beat the freaking Lions at home. Like, we're happy.
Bucs are better than Philly, too, Nick P. 100%. Fully healthy Bucs, Bucs, better than Philly.
Philly beat them head-to-head. But I would still say the way they're playing right now.
Taking the Bucs. If you had Emeka Egbuka healthy, Mike or Chris Godwin and Mike Evans,
healthy,
and that offensive line was healthy. They had no offensive line that week versus Philly. None. It wasn't just their right tackle. They had no one. No one.
It was still a really good game.
Yeah. If the Bucs were fully healthy, they win that game.
Yeah. I mean, even chances the Giants beat Philly. So what are we doing here with the head-to-head stuff? I mean,
it's just more so like I feel like the Lions right now, Lions and Bucs are the 2 best teams in football. Oh no. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers just threw an interception. Uh-oh. Things are falling apart for the Steelers right now.
We didn't. I have them.
I hate to say it.
I have them winning this game.
I've only been telling Honch all week. I've only been telling him all week. This is a spot. This is a spot for the Steelers. Prime time on the road versus the Bengals, and then you know what they did? They said, you know what? We know the Steelers are bad on the Steelers are bad on the road in prime time. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna bring out our all white unis and we're gonna do a whiteout.
Oh, Jordan Battle got the pick. Damn, Jordan Battle's good. I like Jordan Battle. But yeah, I don't know what the Steelers defense is so good. I don't know
I think Mike Tomlin is either 0-6 or 1-7 in primetime on the road versus AFC North opponents.
Is that a real stat?
I believe so. That's why he brought it up, and I someone tweeted it out, and I was like,
"Is Watt playing in this game? He's not.
He is, yeah. 0-6. He's 0-6, Jeff. Mike Tomlin. And AFC North road games in primetime. What a stat. It's because these divisional games, they're battles, man. 2-11. He's 2-11 in Thursday Night Football as well.
I mean, he just threw that goal ball to DK Metcalf. I mean,
wasn't even close. He overthrew him by like 10 yards. What's crazy is I gave you that 4-leg touchdown parlay from Jersey Jerry, Jeff. And Jonnu Smith scored. Jalen Warren scored. It was like a 15-yard run. Got called back for a hold. So all I would need would be a Noah Fant and Pat Freiermuth. Let's get a Pat Freiermuth or Jalen. Or let's get a Noah Fant touchdown here on this drive.
That's crazy. The Bengals, they're fighting because Joe Burrow comes back in December.
If they could stay around 500, there's a chance they could make the playoffs.
And Joe Flacco, dude, instant upgrade over Jake Browning, dude.
Yeah, he's still slinging it out here, man.
He's an instant upgrade. Did you see what happened in Pistons news today? Jaden Ivey. Pistons guard Jaden Ivey underwent an arthroscopic procedure to relieve right knee discomfort. Ivey will be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
I'm not laughing at the injury. I'm laughing at the way you said arthroscopic. You really got that one down. Is this the same? Okay, this is a knee injury. Has he dealt with this same knee, this right knee?
No, I don't know if it was the knee or the leg that he broke. He broke his leg.
Well, didn't he have knee issues before he broke his leg, his fibula? Or am I crazy?
I don't think he had like knee issues. I mean, he might have had like something. I don't remember him having like knee issues. I don't remember. I mean, I can't think of anything that stands out.
Is there okay? I know there's going to be a lot of, and we need to get Eric on here. I think next week we should, because the season starts next week. I'm interested to see where people that cover the team and kind of go about thoughts on this Jaden Ivey thing, because I do see a lot of fans on Twitter today, Jeff. I don't know where you stand with it, that are like, we're over the Jaden Ivey experiment. Like, this is taking too long. We want to see him with Cade, and now there's constant some types of injury battles now, and he is going into what, year 4? Is it?
Yeah.
And it's just like, we really haven't gotten to see this kind of blossom out. Like with Cade, at least year 2, year 3, you really got to see it blossom, and now you're getting to see it. With Jaden Ivey, it's like you're just still waiting, especially with Cade. Is there a point to where that is open door? Because last year you won without him, so you proved that you don't need him to win. But it would be a nice asset to have. Is there a point where you're like, hey, let's go get a Lauri Markkanen, or someone like that, and throw Jaden Ivey in a package for a stretch 4 to add to this team?
If this is where I'm at with it, like I think the way he got hurt last year, like when he got hurt, it's ironic because the game he got hurt, he was 5 of 6 from 3. Like he shot the 3, but only played in 30 games, so you only have a 30 game sample size from last year. But they were they went on a 5. Is that 5? They were 5-2 over the last 7 until Ivey got hurt. So they were like starting to win more games, and then he got hurt. So like it sucks. We didn't really get to see like the team was starting to win a little more, and then Ivey goes down. So it's not like they were losing everything and then Ivey gets hurt and they just won everything. So it sucks. I would, if I'm Trajan Langdon, how I think he's going to handle it, quite frankly, to be honest, is he's not going to trade him away. He's not going to do that. What is probably going to happen is he's going to let this thing ride out for the month. It's going to be a month. He'll be back. This will probably be a year in which they find out a lot about him and Cade playing together. I still like Ivey. I know every year he's improved in different areas. I think the frustrating part is like last year when he broke out, you just didn't get a big sample size. So if injuries keep popping up, Booner, then yeah, like you're going to sit here and be like, what the fuck? I mean, he's getting injured. But as of right now, I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I just got to see him and Cade at least for a stretch, more than 30 games. I just want to see him finish out this season and see what happens. Because, like, I still think they can both be 20-point scorers together. Like, they were close. He averaged 18 last year. Cade averaged 25. Like, I think they can both be 20-point scorers and play together.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Lauri Markkanen, but Lauri, I don't know if I'm in love with the Lauri thing, because, like, Lauri in his career, he's just dealt with – you talk about injuries. He's dealt with so many injuries. He's always hurt, Lauri Markkanen. That's the only thing I struggle with him is, like, imagine trading away Ivey. You think this fan base is freaking out now? Imagine trading for Markkanen, and he's injured 40 games a year. People would call for Trajan Langdon's job. They'd be like, you traded away a young player. It's like it'd be like, it could be like OKC all over again. They trade away Harden, and he goes and thrives, and they're like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Yeah. I think that's a worry. But I think that's a worry with any type of, especially a guy like that age that you draft. It's like, that's always a worry. But there also is a thing where it's like, you can hold on to him forever. He's not going to be anything to that point here.
Both things could happen.
I mean, I am with the point to where it's like, and we said it actually in the offseason, and we had to talk to a couple of Pistons people where, like, I would love to see Jaden Ivey with Cade, and we'll let this whole experiment work out and see how it goes and where it progresses to. My worry is We never get to see that. Or if we do, what if it doesn't work out and get to that point and we've waited too long at that point, and then there's no trade assets. I don't know. I personally, I'll say this, Jeff, and I mean this fully. I want to wait and see what Jaden Ivey is, and I want to be able to I want this to work out with Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham. Like the 4 weeks off, that's tough, man. That's next. I mean, he's missing the first essentially potentially 3 weeks of the season, and that's just to then being evaluated after that. So, in the issue with it, and I know people, even in practice and training camp, like guys get hurt. But one of the biggest reasons that, Trajan Langdon said, hey, we're not going all the way in with some guys outside and going after free agents outside of market and outside of Detroit, was he was like, we want to lean on our current pieces. And Jaden Ivey was a big piece of that. Jaden Ivey wasn't a Trajan Langdon piece originally, right? Like he came in not attached to anyone. And what was the conversation we had when we watched some of those Trajan press conferences where I think there was times where I'm not saying we questioned what Trajan was saying about Ivey, but he wasn't all like fully committal where he was like, hey, we got to evaluate, we got to see. But then he got to a point where like we're comfortable, a couple press conferences, we're comfortable with Ivey. We want to see what he is with Cade before we make those moves. So I just don't know like the waiting process on that. They decided to go all in on it, and now the first 3 weeks of the season, you're playing without Jaden Ivey again. And I know that we could be like, well, that leg injury wasn't really his fault. He got hurt. It's like, dude, he was out a whole season from it. And at some point, like that's a lot of time, man. And you want to see him. You would expect him to be ready to go to open the season up. And this is like, it's very unfortunate, I'm sure, for him because he's gone through a lot, but also for the organization because it's like, hey, we're no longer just here to play basketball and have fun. Like we're trying to win a championship now. We need you healthy. And if you're not healthy, we need someone who is.
Yeah, I don't know. I know people there's definitely a section of this Pistons fan base that believes that he should be trade bait. I still think that's still a thing. I saw it all day today. I'm not there yet. I just want to see him, and it's unfortunate you have to wait a month. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really does. I will say, like, if we're talking about expectations, like this team, despite if Ivey's there or not, they got to be a playoff team. That's the unquestioned expectation. You got to make the playoffs, and I'm not talking about playing, sneak into the playoffs. They got to book their
top five, top 4,
6. Well, top 5 would be ideal, but 6 would lock them in. So if you could just lock in the playoffs again, I think people would be ecstatic. I think people would be happy about that. Now, I will say what this Ivey injury does, you know who I think benefits the most from it, to be honest, is Ausar Thompson. I think he's going to get a lot more touches. And I'm kind of waiting for him to, if we're talking about players you're kind of expecting to break out, Ausar Thompson's on that list, man. Like
for sure.
He's someone that I'm excited for, but we've been talking about him. I want to see him take that next step to be like while Ivey's out, this dude should be averaging like 18 points. Like I want to see his brother Amin over in Houston he's been taking those steps. Ausar defensively, we know what he brings, but I think offensively, I want to see that too. I want to see him kind of take the next steps for sure.
I think my biggest thing, just the harp with this team, and again, it's not just it's just you need a number 2. I've been saying this for like 2 years. Me and you've been doing a show together for 4 years, and I've been saying that we've been doing this show for 2 years now. My biggest harp at this Pistons team is getting people want to, the whole, let's say with TJ Lane, the Batman Robin thing. You do need a Robin with Cade. You need it to. You can't find find me a championship team in the last 20 years that doesn't have a clear 1-2, another star. And that's even like, you can even go back before the big 3 era. You need to have someone that can go in there and get you that. And with that, who is it? Is it Ivey? Is it Ausar? Dude, I'm with you. Like if Ivey's out, Ausar had all off. Last year he didn't have off season because he had the blood clot. Ausar better come in and prove instantly in the first 3 weeks, hey, I can be a number 2 if I have to. I can be a Jalen Williams to the Thunder. Like I can do that. And when Ivey comes back, it's, hey, I want Ivey to be the Jalen Williams. And can you also get that from Ausar? Or can you get who else in can Ausar? I'm not saying style wise or who he plays, but can Ausar give you the number 3 like in the Thunder with Chet Holmgren? Like those types of numbers. I'm not talking about the play wise, or obviously.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But I'm saying like a number 3 on a championship team. Can he do that? What can Jalen Duren bring? Can Jalen Duren be like that 4 or 5 that they have? Like those are things that I think people need to start looking at And then if they're not, listen, one thing I feel like this fan base, or maybe people who cover the team, and we love everyone who does because we're friends with all of them. But I think people sometimes might get a little too attached to certain players, and instead of being like, "Hey, he's just not cut out for it," because this is now no longer, "Hey, we're rebuilding." We're now at the point to where it's like, "Hey, we're developing." No. You're winning now. Expectations change. If the guy's not giving you that, it's either he falls down on your bench or you trade him. And you have to find someone to fill that spot to do that. So I think these guys are on a limited clock to figure this thing out. And when I say limited clock, Jeff, I think it's like halfway through the year. Like, you'll know quick. Is Asar ready to be a number 2 in this league? If not, you have to go find one. Is Jaden Ivey ready to be a number 2 in this league? If not, you have to go find one. And I don't think it's no longer hey, we'll wait till next offseason. I don't think it's that. Because you're expected to win playoff series now, and you need your Jalen Williams. You need your Jaylen Brown that the Celtics had with Jason Tatum. Like, you need those players, right? Like, who's the number 2 in New York? You have drawing a blank. I mean, I'm not going to say OG Anunoby because I said he's not a star, and we could go through that argument. That's why I'm trying to think of someone else here real quick.
No,
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. No.
Or Anthony Towns. I mean,
yeah, but like LeBron, like, you need the LeBron AD. Like, you need that 1-2 punch, and you have to figure out if Asar or Jaden Ivey can do that. And when one's sitting out for 3 or 4 weeks, you can't figure it out with him. Figure it out the other one. And that's a good time for Asar to be like, okay, I can do that. So, yeah, you have to get a number 2, man. You have to. And as much as like people want to like, hey, I love Jaden Ivey as a person. We love when we interview him, or we love him, when he's in the community doing stuff with fans, and fans are like, I love Jaden Ivey so much, or I love Asar so much. Can he be a number 2 on your basketball team? Because I'm trying to win. I care about the community. I care about giving back all that. We're paying you a lot of money to win a Lombardi trophy, a Larry O'Brien trophy, like a lot of money. And we want one in Detroit.
You want to bring it back. I get it. I mean, they, what'll help the community? A parade. That's definitely going to help the community. So,
hey, if you win, guess what happens? More people go to games. More people go downtown.
I get it. I'm still bought in on Ivy. You'll find out this year. Your answer, you will have your answers this year. We'll say that.
You have to find out.
Now, did you see what's going on with these the other Detroit team, the Tigers? What's going on with them and Tariq Skubal?
Is there new news?
Yeah, it's not great news. Okay,
I've heard 2 things. I've heard it sounded like that he's staying, and then I've heard Skubal doesn't want to stay.
Well, the report from John Heyman says that the Tigers and Tariq Skubal are reportedly over $250 million apart.
Did this come out today?
Yeah.
When?
Or like 2 hours ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now,
shut up, dude.
I will say what this means is
this
not
real.
This is not this means, you know what this means? When they say $250 million apart, you know what that means? Length. That's what it is. That's what it is. Jim Costa tweeted it out. I agree with him 100%. I think this has to do with the length. Because it's not, I mean, obviously it's not like the total is they're $250 million off the total. But I think this could be the Tigers trying to offer a shorter term deal and Tariq wanting a longer term deal. That could be probably that's where you're $250 million apart, probably. The total is shorter. That's where, but this is not, I mean, this can't be optimistic for Lions fans or Tigers fans.
I'm sorry. I'm just in shock. I just had a moment where I didn't.
Yep.
I'm
New York Post. Insider for MLB Network.
I'll tell you what. And you know what, too? This is ridiculous. Okay. Well, I'm glad we can do this now because I was listening to 97.1 this week. And, Jeff, I want your opinion on this.
Yep.
This is where, and listen, I want people in the chat that are listening. This isn't at any of you. This is at specific fans. One thing I don't like about fan bases, Jeff, and this is not just in Detroit, it's in any fan base. I don't like how quick some fans switch up on players and teams. Like, I just like, boom, like something happens and they change their mind. Something else happens, they change their mind. I was listening to 97.1 this week, Jeff, on one of my drive homes. And people are calling in. Shout out Rieger. People are calling into Rieger's show. And he's asking them about this Skubal thing. And now, obviously, if you didn't know, Skubal, the reports are, there was like a mixed thing on if Skubal last Friday took himself out of the game in the 6th inning and said, I'm done. Not in a bad way, just like, hey, I can't go no more. Or if AJ Hinch is the one that pulled him. And that was kind of a question there, right? I understand. And I'm also, if Skubal did take himself out, I don't like that fact. Obviously, I would be mad at the fact that, hey, your pitcher that wants all this money in an elimination game to go to, the AL, DS is asking to come out when he can go another inning. And guess what happened when he got pulled the next inning? They scored a run and took the lead.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, obviously, you don't want that from your star pitcher. Now, does that change the fact that your star pitcher is still the best pitcher in the Major League Baseball, and still you should pay him as much money as he wants to keep him in there? And you can have that conversation later with him. That doesn't change the fact. That doesn't change the fact that Skubal has been one of the only bright spots of this Tigers organization since we've had Justin Verlander and gone to a World Series or whatever it was back in 2015 and all of that. We haven't had a bright spot in this city when it comes to the Detroit Tigers since then. Skubal is that bright spot, right? He loves the city. He talks about the city. He loves the fans. His family's here now. Like, everything about it, Skubal's here. You know the phone calls I'm hearing? Like, people legit, like Tigers fans, calling in being like, he's not one of us. He's not a Detroit. He's not a Detroiter. He doesn't belong in Detroit. We don't want him in Detroit if he's not going to play after the 6th inning. I don't want Skubal. I'm not saying it's just one person.
No,
if I heard 6, 7, 8, 9 calls, this is where fans switch up a lot. And they're like, I don't care if he's the best pitcher in baseball. We want Detroiters here. Tarek Skubal, all the way up until last Friday, I think epitomized what it was to be a Detroit Tiger. Like, this guy showed up on bad teams and constantly just kept going and kept going. And there was one start, and people are going to do that. I think it's one of the most ridiculous and the dumbest thing. Now, we can argue differently. Like, I agree. He should not have pulled himself if he did. And the fact that we got to pay him this much money, he did that. Like, I understand your worry, but at the same time, that's the best pitcher in baseball, and he has loved this city since the day he stepped in. He's given this city a lot. You don't just turn your head on him there. And I think the fact all of a sudden now fans have just turned their head on Tarek Skubal and this contract stuff because of that, I think it's ridiculous, dude. I think fans should still be fighting for Skubal to get a contract. And I get it. If that Friday upsetted you, I think you need to be more and take that anger towards Scott Harris, one, and Scott Harris and Chris Ilitch, one, not paying Tarek Skubal, and two, not paying Alex Bregman back in February. And if you had Alex Bregman on this team, that Friday, him pulling himself wouldn't even have mattered. Tarek Skubal had 10 strikeouts, and he kept your team in that game through 6 innings. You wouldn't be there last Friday if it wasn't for Tarek Skubal. So get off the high pedestal that you guys are all on, Tigers fans. Take a step down, look yourself in the mirror. First, ask, why are you even in the ALCS and giving him a chance there? It's not because of anyone else. Yeah, some of that, Rod. It's because Tarek Skubal was the best pitcher in baseball and put you in that position. I think that was ridiculous when I heard that. And then the fact now that Chris Ilitch is essentially just taking a dump on the guy and not even, and that's the most disrespectful. I mean, if I was Tarek Skubal, I would leave too. I would request a trade before next season. Honestly, that's disrespectful if that's real.
Yeah, I completely would understand it from Tarek Skubal's side. I don't think he has
the city's talking bad and he's giving me this I'm out.
He doesn't have anything left to prove. Like, he does not. Especially the way he played this postseason. Like, 14 strikeouts. He sprinkled in another 12 against that in that game 5. Like, he is incredible. He has nothing left to prove. So if you want to win a World Series soon, and you have a known commodity in Tarek Skubal, your best chance is giving that man whatever the fuck he wants, dude.
Whatever.
That is the best chance of doing it.
So disrespectful.
And this is on Ilitch. And I think Scott Harris is trying to play the long game. He has so much faith in who they have coming up through the minors. But I'll tell you one thing, man. When you have a pitcher like that, like Tarek Skubal, who can legitimately take over any game he's in, that's your chance to win a World Series. That's your window. And they just did not capitalize in his window. So yeah, I don't blame him. Like, if I'm Skubal, I'm like, dude, I want to go compete in a market that'll surround me. if I allow 2 runs, I want to win most games.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not trying to lose, 2-1, and I'm having this incredible game, and I get pulled, and we lose games. Like I don't get it. Did have enough run support. He just
and shout out Duncan too tuning in. He's like, Yankees hand him millions, and then he comes home in a few years to retire like Matt Stafford. Listen, I'll tell you what. As a Detroit sports fan, do you know how tired I am of being like, hey, let JV just walk away, let Matt Scherzer just walk away. Obviously, I mean, there's the trades involved, but like, who cares? We don't want to pay him. Let him go. Oh, right. We'll bring him back here and they can retire here as here. But guess what they're going to do? Let them go win Super Bowls and championships in different cities, and then let them come back to Detroit and retire. How are we going to keep our Detroit sports fans going to keep this whole thing up? Just chasing players out of town, and then just being like, "Hey, go somewhere else. Come back later in your career and retire here. Come when you're ready to come home. We don't want you now because you made us mad because we didn't win with you. Go win a World Series somewhere else. Go make a bunch of money and then just come back and retire here. I don't want that. Keep these players here and win something. I'm tired of it, dude. I'm tired of fans going one time being like, Tarek Skubal's the best thing of all time. Chris Ilitch is an idiot. Give him anything he wants. And then he goes 6 innings in one game. Yes, it's an elimination game. I'm right there with you. It makes me mad. But then right after just being like, he's not a Detroit guy. He's not one of us. What are you talking about? One of us?
Yeah, that's called
look what this guy did for you the last few years. He put you back on the map. That's what he did for this Tigers organization. Sorry, Jeff. I apologize.
Did you see Aaron Rodgers' pick?
He threw another one?
Yeah, but
it wasn't
it wasn't on him. He threw a dot. And I listen, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm not going to sit here and glaze Aaron Rodgers. He did throw a dot to DK. DK got it ripped away after he caught it.
No way.
Yeah. It wasn't.
They ain't get a no fan touchdown here. Is there a chance?
That was the clearest catch by Jamar Chase, by the way. They just reversed. That didn't even need that was the clearest thing ever.
I don't know what's going on here in this game. I just went on too long of a rant. That's on me. Joe Flacco's cooking right now.
I hate when they do that. Like, he doesn't have control of the football. Like, you could tell in that catch, it looked so clean. I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. Let's see. Nick P will start us off with mailbag. By the way, your parlay is probably going to. It's already
looking good.
Half, yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. I do need the Steelers to win for my other one. I'm an idiot. Nick P. Mailbag. Tigers offer probably 4 years, 150, 37.5 million yearly. Probably wants 10 for 440 million yearly. There's your 250 million. I mean, yeah, that's what I think it is. Like, I think it's a year thing. I think it could be like I think Scott Harris is looking at it like, okay, what's the numbers for starting pitchers of this caliber that age is good after 30? You know, do you want to give a guy 8 to 10 years? It's a risk, but to be honest, in the market where you are as a baseball team, and you have a guy like that, probably take that risk.
Yeah.
Give him whatever.
I mean, dude, there's not a salary cap.
Yeah.
So it's like, who cares? Spend the money, dude.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to be kind of smart, but.
And maybe Bulls turns right. Maybe they're just playing hardball early in negotiations. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it settles and gets a little better.
Just get the deal done, dude. It's kind of ridiculous at the end of the day. And I really did when I heard some of those phone calls. And shout out Rieger again, but Rieger's on the same side as well as, pumping some of these guys up. I see a couple 97-1 guys in that spot of, screw Skubal because he didn't play, he didn't keep going to game 6. Like, you can separate that and re-signing the guy at the same time. You can separate both. Let's not forget who Tarek Skubal is. It's ridiculous.
Travis Cook, by the way, that PI on Joey Porter was ridiculous. That was stupid. That PI call.
Yeah,
Travis Clark, do you guys think we should let Kirby rest until after the bye week? And do you know when Reed should be coming back? I've said yes. I would rest Kirby Joseph. I wouldn't take any risks. I want him back for the rest of the year healthier. So I would rest him, and he'd have 2 weeks, bye week included, to get better. So I'm all for resting him. And DJ Reed was hurt against the let me see, he was hurt against the Browns, so we're 2 games into his IR stint. So I would wait till after the bye week, and then you'll find out more. when he'll be returning. Probably, I would say November is probably a fair expectation, somewhere in November. Hopefully that answers your question, Travis. Xavier D says, on Mailbag, have you guys chosen your Halloween costumes yet?
No, I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. Well, I have.
Yeah, I gotta figure that. I mean, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I think I'm gonna be like a Guido, like an old school Guido. Like,
we should do a night where we go as Jersey Shore.
Well, I'm already doing that, so you could just tag him, do it with us.
Can I be what's his name?
Well,
I don't have the hair for it.
Yeah, well, it's
I'd have to shave my head.
You just look like a Guido. Yeah, we'll figure it out. You can do it with us.
All right, cool.
We can do it together.
We got to get a couple because I feel like we do a couple different things. We got to do one for the show. I'm guessing we're gonna go somewhere for one.
Xavier D.
Oh, I should be. I should be Tony.
The fact that you know Guido, you're offended by Guido. Xavier tells me I'm impressed. I love that. What would you say?
Should be Tony Soprano.
I mean, that's like Caleb. Shave his head.
I'm not big enough.
You gotta be thick.
That's fair.
You gotta be thick, and you'd have to shave completely.
I might order. I'm looking. I had a couple ideas on Amazon. I'm gonna do a couple different things. I'll do the one with you and do the Jersey Shore thing. I'm all in on that. But then also, I'm guessing we'll probably do a couple Halloween things. I don't want to be the same thing 2 times. You know what I mean? I want to be prepared. I want to have something else as well for the next time.
I respect it. Got a boy Wad says,
I have an idea.
Trey is on. What's your idea?
Dude, this is gonna sound so dumb. You watch the Teletubbies growing up? We should order some Teletubby suits, and if we go to like a party or something, we should go as Teletubbies.
We? No.
Yeah.
No, we?
Yeah. You'd be like the yellow one. I'll be like the purple one.
No.
Cool. Ignore that. I didn't say that. I was gonna do Ricky Bobby. That was another option.
See, I like that.
Ricky Bobby was definitely an option for me.
See, that's good. Ricky Bobby, we can get with that.
I should go with Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't even know what that would look. What's that costume?
Black T-shirt, jeans.
Okay, so Booner Saturday fit.
I think I might just be Shane Gillis in real life.
Literally your normal Saturday fit.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
And you're just it's like black T-shirt, jeans. Someone comes up to you, hey, are you supposed to be Shane Gillis?
Sometimes people are like, do you wear that? Did you wear that last Saturday? Like, yeah, I have 6 black T-shirts and a million black jeans. I wear the same thing. It's like, they're like, whoa, Shane Gillis does the same exact thing. What's wrong with Shane? Because he's famous, he can do it? Why can't I do it?
Trailer Park Boys?
Never seen Trailer Park Boys.
Look up Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, you'll get one. Actually, I'll do it and I'll show you. I think this would be awesome. This would be awesome.
There was another one that I had too. I cannot find. I thought I screenshot it. I could do the Joker.
Oh wait, hold up. All right, this is what this is what you're doing. Thoughts?
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on, dude. That might be it, Chad.
No, I'm not doing it.
Dude. Ricky from Trailer Park Boys? Wow.
No. I don't know who it is.
Too? Come on, that would be hilarious.
I don't know who that is, man.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, let's see. We got by the way, get a boy Juan. I didn't get your question, my friend. Let me see if I can grab it. ETN says Lucas was Buzz Lightyear last year. Yeah, I was Tigger from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, you were, weren't you?
Yep. Definitely not.
What was I?
Oh, you were Flintstone.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That
do you know
would
what
be
I actually
it.
might be? Actually, I think I have a good one. I know what I'm going to be. I don't know. I think my secondary costume. Has anyone ever seen Dodgeball?
Yes.
I'm going to be on the Average Joe's team. I'm going to get a
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm going to be on the Average Joe's.
That's a great one.
Yeah. I saw it the other day and I forgot it and I just looked it up and I was like, that's what it was. We could all be on the Average Joe's and pull up to like a bar on the Average Joe's.
That's actually funny.
With
hilarious.
dodgeballs. We should do that. Like, cause we'll probably go out twice. We should do the Jersey Shore one. And then the next time we go, we should all dress up as Average Joe's and we should like buy dodgeballs and go out. That would be actually like, that's an elite costume. That's a great costume.
All right, Get a Boy Juan. He said, "Stop edging my question." That's crazy work to say.
Sounds weird.
Trey is unrealistic. What do you guys think of Jermaine Johnson or Arden Key for a late pick?
Arden Key, what a name I've heard. Is he still in Tennessee? Or did he sign somewhere else?
So. Yeah,
wasn't he? I don't know if he was a free agent last year.
He's got a sack and a half this year.
I like Arden Key. I think Arden Key is good.
Yeah, Arden
Put him
Key
with
is
Hutch.
good.
Yeah, I was a fan of him. I thought
day.
last year there was a chance.
Jermaine Johnson. I actually know Jermaine Johnson. I followed him into Last Chance U, actually.
You know him personally?
Well, no.
Doesn't he play for the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You act like Jermaine.
I followed him in Last Chance U. He was.
You're like, I actually know him. I don't
know him, but he was in Last Chance U. He was like one of the best players on the team.
Jermaine, I think, started good this year. I'm pretty sure. I think he had when I turned on the Jets a couple weeks ago.
Coached by Coach JB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he went to Independence Community College.
Jermaine Johnson?
Yeah.
He was on that show?
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if he was coached by Coach JB or not, but he was on that show. I think he was.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, he was. He played under Coach Jason Brown.
Okay, I'm going to go back and watch Last Chance U then. I had no clue.
Oh, it's with Jason Brown.
So good, dude.
Fuck is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Dude, he's the best, man.
Yeah. I saw he's awesome. But yeah, Jermaine, I don't know about Jermaine. He's a little up and down. I mean,
I'll take Arden Key. If that's your trade deadline edition,
Jermaine
I'm fine
Johnson,
with that.
I wouldn't mind it. Nobody says mailbag. Shout out any UPS drivers. Go Lions. Okay. Well, shout out to UPS. Hey,
shout out. I could go as a UPS driver.
Well, I was going to say, I got a lot of respect. They get busy up in the winter here for
sure
for the holidays. So
I had a friend that did FedEx and he was working during the holidays every day for like 12 hours a day. It was just like, dude, that's a grind. Through Christmas, through Thanksgiving, like he's just going.
Yep. They got it. It's how they operate. All right. Nick says mailbag Bengals inactive today. Cam Taylor Britt a healthy scratch and their best corner. Bengals about to start selling next week.
I don't know. They're winning right now.
Selling, but I think that could be something related to trade or related to personal. Like maybe he just did some shit and they're like, you're benched for a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. I don't know much about it. But they have a pick without him. They have 2 picks without him. So I'm not saying those two things are correlated, but I'm also not saying they are not correlated. I don't know. Yeah, did you see speaking of the Jets, I forgot to bring this up and ask you. Did you see Aaron Glenn speak to the media this week again?
No, I did not.
Dude, every time he speaks, dude, it's just a disaster. I mean, he spoke again. It was
not good.
He was a little nicer this week. I think he's realizing that he was an asshole to the media and everyone was like, yeah. And now that they're losing, he's still an asshole to the media. And I think he's like, now like, fuck, I probably should be little nicer.
I mean, he was always like that in Detroit a little. I won't say standoffish, but he would
when you lose.
Yeah, like, and you're the head coach. It's like,
and you're the head coach. Yeah. Like if Dan was an asshole, he's not. He's actually super cool to the media, but I'd say he was. No one would care because they're winning.
Well, think about like AG and shout out to Doc. Like the Doc multiple times with AG having to like the Doc asking, to be honest, like just normal questions, or like I don't even know if it was just the Doc. I think there's other people who have asked AG like normal questions, and he would like, "Did you watch the film? Do you watch the film like me? How much film did you watch? Go watch the film." It's like, dude, he's just asking you a question about your scheme or about this. Like, answer the question. Like, why are you challenging the reporter to like who watches more film? It's their job to report. It's your job to watch the film. He's asking you about the film. But he was like that in Detroit, dude. Remember, there was always that. But we kind of liked it here because we were winning. So we were like, okay, this guy's about that. But when you're losing, it's like, ugh.
Now, I will
look.
say this. Just checking in, AG's burner. Tyler, you chose to jump fan bases.
Yeah, it's such a bad one to and we said Tyler can never – that's Tyler Chevet, isn't it? Can never come back to the Lions. When he made that jump, I remember we said, we're not –
Tyler, that's a tough one, man.
There are people who just can come back and can't. The doors are locked. They're shut. They are shut.
I mean, it would be a tough look, Tyler, if you jump back. I mean,
no, they're shut. I will block him. He can make 1 million accounts blocked from our main, from Crunch Time.
No, he's not.
Oh, 100%.
Not blocking them. No.
We got to have a standard around here. We can't. There's expectations.
We would never do that. But
he said I jumped head first and gave myself CTE.
You will get cooked.
You will get cut. I will cut you. Jeff can say no all he wants. I will cut you.
He said, I'm a man of my word. Respect.
I will form a Booner army in the chat, and we will destroy you and block you. I will give so many wrenches out until we block every single one of your accounts if you try to jump back on the bandwagon. And he said, I'm not coming back. I'm a man of my word. I respect that, Tyler.
I do respect that. I respect it. You say made that bed, man. Made that bed. You got to sleep in it, Tyler.
The only way you could come back is if you pay me $100 million. And I will disperse it amongst the Booner army.
I mean, Tyler, you're the only winless team, bro. I mean,
Tyler did leave, and he hasn't won a game since he's left. We're week 7.
That's tough. That is.
I do think I talked about this earlier this week. Sorry, we'll keep doing mailbag. Drop more mailbag questions too. I did think this, Jeff. They're scheduled. Have you seen their schedule?
No.
It lines up to where they play this week the Panthers, one of the worst teams in football. The Bengals, one of the worst teams in football. The Browns, one of the worst teams in football. If they lose these next 3 weeks, there's a chance AG's gone. There's no way that you play the 3 worst teams in football, you lose all 3, and then they're just sitting there like, because they don't have the worst team. They have a good team.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. That's tough. AG, wish you nothing but the best, bro.
Hey, chance that they'll find a way to win a game. I don't know, dude.
Find a way. You can find a way to do a lot of things, man. Hopefully they find a way to do that. Tomorrow, Caleb and Boone.
Yeah.
That'll be a good show.
Big interview tomorrow, too. National media member in regards to the Bucs, someone who is very, very big in the Bucs community as well. There's big news in that interview that has to do with me being held responsible about something that I did, massive, that also will have to do with Monday's stream. So it's like breaking news.
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
I'll just say it. It's Tom Brady. No, I'm joking. No, it'll be a good one. So you're gonna want to watch it. They'll be back tomorrow. I keep saying we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys, man, appreciate you all. Get your merchandise, FisherCitySports.com. Follow us on all social media platforms as above.
I love you guys. Tomorrow, big day. See you guys tomorrow.